Matter. On Earth, matter is either found as a solid, liquid, or gas. A particular solid, liquid, or gas might be made up of individual atoms or molecules. As you look at these pictures, think about these two big ideas, which are always true when talking about matter. Matter, whether it's a solid, liquid, or gas, is made up of tiny particles called atoms and molecules. The atoms or molecules that make up matter are always in motion or moving. Today we're focusing on liquids. In particular, we're talking about the arrangement of particles, movement of particles, volume and shape of particles, and attraction of particles in a liquid. By the end of next week, you'll know all of this information, but today we're just focusing on liquids. In today's simulation, you should have noticed that liquids are close together and have a random arrangement. They vibrate and they can move past each other. They have a definite volume, but they do not have a definite shape. They take the shape of its container. For example, if you pour water into a cup, it takes the shape of the cup. Let's take a minute to talk about this last point, that the particles are attracted to each other. When we're thinking about attraction, it helps me to think of how a magnet attracts. In a liquid, the molecules are in motion. The attractions between the molecules in liquids are strong enough to keep the molecules close to each other, but not in fixed positions. That's why we saw them moving. Although the molecules stay very near each other, the attractions allow the molecules of a liquid to move past each other. This is why a liquid can easily change its shape. When looking at the different states of matter, it's like a competition between the attractions the molecules have for each other compared to the motion or speed of their molecules. The attractions tend to keep the atoms or molecules together, while the motion tends to make the atoms or molecules come apart. The last big takeaway from today was that if you heat up a liquid, the particles will start to move faster and they will get closer together. We'll explore more about this next week. Let's check your understanding. Notice I have water as a liquid. How would you describe the arrangement of the particles in a liquid? You should have said they're close together in a random arrangement. How would you describe the movement of the particles in a liquid? You should have noticed that they can move past each other. How would you describe the volume of a liquid? Liquids have a definite volume because they always take up the same amount of space. How would you describe the shape of a liquid? The shape is not definite because it takes the shape of its container. How would you describe the interaction of the particles in a liquid? Particles are attracted to each other. That's why they stay so close. What will happen to the particles if I heat up the liquid? If I heat up the liquid, the particles will start to move faster and get farther apart.